South suburban politician Tiffany Henyard appears to have lost control of both governments. Now she's teasing a big announcement that she claims will result in some of her opponents being arrested and charged.
They say every story has a twist, but in Dolton, Illinois, the story isn't just a twist. It's a whirlwind of drama, deception, and jaw-dropping revelations. Buckle up, because this tale involves a mayor who, under the guise of serving the people, might have been pulling a fast one on everyone in town. Tiffany Henyard, the flashy, larger-than-life leader of Dolton, has not only vanished but left a trail of unanswered questions, furious residents, and scandalous allegations in her wake.
A Dolton home that she leased to Mayor Tiffany Henyard has filed eviction papers. She says Henyard has not paid her rent, and now she wants her.
Picture this. Dolton, a small suburb just outside Chicago, thrust into the national spotlight for all the wrong reasons. Just days ago, Mayor Henyard reportedly fled the scene, and rumors are swirling that she got the heads up about an impending arrest warrant. The details, they're wild. Reports are saying that Dolton's super mayor left town under guise of a business trip. But insiders claim it was an orchestrated escape. Henyard supposedly learned that her powerful network in local law enforcement could no longer shield her. As tensions boiled over in Dolton's Village Hall, she made her exit, leaving residents, trustees, and even some former allies stunned by her audacity. She might have been tipped off by some well-placed connections, and now she's nowhere to be found. All the while, Dolton is left grappling with financial ruin, unanswered questions, and an enraged community demanding answers.
Does all this point the finger to Tiffany or allow me? I'm over it. Now it's time for me.
The real kicker? Henyard's vanishing act didn't come out of the blue. For months, Dolton has been caught in the web of her scandalous spending, rumored power plays, and an escalating financial crisis that residents believe was masterminded by the mayor herself. To give you a sense of scale, the town's deficit, which was reportedly at a manageable balance just a few years ago, has since spiraled out of control, thanks to a report spearheaded by none other than former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot. It was revealed that Dolton's general fund plummeted from over $5 million in 2022 to a mind-blowing deficit of over $3 million by 2024. And where did that money go? Well, Lightfoot's investigation uncovered Henyard's lavish lifestyle, with town credit cards being charged for tens of thousands on items that raised some serious eyebrows.
We talked to Tiffany Henyard's landlord, and she says she came to this Thornton Township meeting Tuesday night hoping to get paid what she says she's owed.
It all started with simple expenses, or at least they seemed that way. Amazon? Target? We've all been there, but Henyard's shopping list quickly escalated. The investigation found a $43,000 purchase on Amazon in early 2023, with additional thousands spent that same day. Want more? On one occasion, a $7,000 charge on Wayfair was noted, and even these weren't the only eye-popping transactions. This wasn't just about a splurge here and there. We're talking a repeated, habitual pattern of spending taxpayer money on what can only be described as extravagant luxuries. And while Henyard shopped, Dolton fell deeper into financial despair. Imagine the frustration in a town where the median income hovers well below average, while their leader was reportedly living like a socialite, all on their dime.
Thornton Township tonight as another board meeting got canceled because of a lack of a quorum.
And that came after a disagreement about where to hold the meeting as trustees expressed concerns for their safety.
As the town's finances took a nosedive, Henyard wasn't exactly subtle about her enjoyment of the perks of public office. Residents soon caught on to the rumors that their mayor had no qualms about jet setting across the country, and it was all at taxpayer expense. Henyard reportedly took multiple luxury trips to places like Atlanta, New York, and Portland. We're not talking about economy seats and budget hotels either. We're talking first-class flights and top-tier accommodations. Her stay at the Four Seasons in Atlanta alone racked up a $9,000 tab. In New York City, she and her entourage reportedly stayed at the famed Marriott Marquis in Times Square, racking up another hefty bill. These trips, of course, were billed as official business, but to Dolton residents, the only business they saw was Henyard's personal interest in luxury travel.
Henyard's landlord showed up here to see her tenant in person after she says Henyard has been dodging both her and rent payments for months.
So how did Henyard respond when these issues came to light? Well, let's just say she didn't exactly apologize. In a heated public meeting, Henyard fired back at her critics, dismissing them as grandstanders and reminding everyone that she was, as she put it, the leader. But it wasn't just the spending that had people up in arms. Her attitude reportedly became more authoritarian, leading to a wave of mistrust and even fear among her constituents and colleagues. And Henyard didn't stop at words. Multiple accounts from trustees and local officials indicate that she used her influence to intimidate anyone who dared question her.
It's a power grab. That's it. Power and money grab.
In one shocking example, Henyard's critics claim she assigned multiple police officers as her own personal security detail. That's right, Dolton's police force, which should have been focusing on keeping the streets safe, was reportedly assigned to protect the mayor's every move. According to reports, 6 officers were on duty full-time as her security team, racking up over $1 million in overtime. And it wasn't just for high-profile events. These officers allegedly followed her to everything from casual meetings to Valentine's Day parties. Think about it, taxpayer dollars went not to increase community safety or public resources, but to essentially shield Henyard from her critics and control her image. When asked to explain, she deflected, once famously claiming, "Everything we do is for the people." But for the residents of Dolton, the situation looked less like for the people and more like for the...
I will be seeking arrests for individuals involved. I will be pressing charges.
Her relationship with Dolton's law enforcement didn't stop at personal security. Critics say that Henyard had a powerful network within the local police force that went beyond protection. It allegedly extended to silencing her opposition. Reports surfaced that Henyard, during one of her infamous Facebook Live sessions, threatened to press charges against her critics. She didn't specify the supposed crimes, but she hinted that arrests were imminent, a move that left many people in Dolton feeling as if they were living under a regime rather than a democracy. Some insiders even claimed she learned about the FBI's interest in her financial activities through these police connections, giving her the upper hand in planning her sudden exit.
So now I have to pay a special process service in order to get them served, which is more fees for me.
For the people of Dolton, Henyard's alleged escapades are more than just gossip fodder. This is personal. Imagine watching your town's finances crumble, your vendors unpaid, and your services cut, all while your mayor flaunts a lifestyle that seems more suited to a celebrity than a public servant. And it didn't take long for this lavish spending to take a toll on the community. Dolton trustees had no choice but to freeze credit card spending, and Lightfoot's report revealed that at least $6 million in checks had been printed for vendors, but were never sent. This crisis wasn't just happening behind closed doors. It was painfully visible to the people who called Dolton home.
The sheriff's been out here a few times to serve them. For a household that makes, over $350,000 a year.
Beyond the money and the intimidation, there's the matter of her leadership style. Let's not forget the bold, almost theatrical way she conducted herself in office. For instance, at a public meeting, Henyard reportedly arrived dressed as a character from a popular gangster movie, complete with a small stuffed dog in hand, as if playing a role rather than serving her community. And to emphasize her point, she even had a DJ play a song with lyrics that felt more like a power anthem than a message to her people. Was it a show of confidence or a slap in the face to her detractors? Either way, it became clear to everyone in Dolton that Henyard's priorities were as far from traditional governance as one could get.
Just here because I'm at wit's end and I fear that I'm going to go into foreclosure soon if I can't get this matter handled.
But Henyard's showboating didn't stop there. Over time, Dolton's residents began to notice a rather peculiar addition to their town's landscape: billboards. Not just any billboards, but ones emblazoned with Henyard's face and slogans proclaiming her achievements, such as fighting for my residents. To some, this was just another way to promote her work. But for others, it felt eerie, almost reminiscent of political figures who plaster their images everywhere as a symbol of control. And it wasn't just Dolton that saw this display. Nearby Thornton Township, where Henyard also serves as a supervisor, saw similar posters. It was as if she wanted to cement herself as a lasting figure in the minds of the people, regardless of her dwindling support.
It's just getting to be redundant, and we're getting tired of coming here, not having the laws followed, not having a meeting.
As the reports of her alleged misconduct piled up, Henyard's list of opponents grew. Even former allies like her assistant Carmen Carlisle reportedly turned against her, spilling details of Henyard's management style and decisions that raised even more questions about her competence and priorities. Trustees like Brittany Norwood and Kiana Belcher became vocal critics, calling out Henyard's antics and questioning her accountability. The louder the outcry, the more Henyard seemed to double down on her position, eventually filing lawsuits to try and reclaim control over meetings that had moved away from Village Hall due to space constraints. A judge ruled that she had to preside over the meetings, but this didn't quell the rising opposition.
It's her fault. It's her problem, her responsibility, and she failed. She's failed everybody.
But if the rumors are true, Dolton may soon see the justice it seeks. Reports suggest that the FBI has gathered substantial evidence against Henyard, and her landlord's eviction lawsuit only adds another layer of irony to the situation. Imagine a mayor making a considerable income from taxpayers yet reportedly unable or unwilling to pay rent on time. Her landlord, Janetta Hull, claims Henyard and her boyfriend changed the locks, preventing her from accessing her own property. This bitter eviction battle seems to encapsulate the disarray Henyard has left in her wake, with Hull saying she regrets ever renting to someone she once considered a friend. Now, Dolton is left with the task of rebuilding and moving on from this chaotic chapter. As the town gears up for elections, Henyard's opponents have launched their own slate, called Clean House, promising to restore transparency and accountability to the village. Residents like former trustee Valeria Stubbs expressed their hope that the town will finally have the opportunity to clean house, rid itself of corruption, and focus on what truly matters for the community's growth and well-being. The story of Dolton and its super mayor might sound like something out of a political drama, but for the people of this small Illinois town, it's all too real. They're not just seeking justice, they're looking for a way to reclaim their town, their funds, and their faith in local leadership. So as Dolton prepares for life after Henyard, the question remains, will this tale serve as a cautionary example for others in power? And just how far will the people go to ensure that justice is served? Let us know what you think in the comments.